pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, can I get the bank balances, please?
Yes, sir. The general fund, $681,889.37. 10-cent gas tax fund, $26,869.21. The 4 and 5 cent gas tax, $27,840.79. The 7-cent gas tax, $9,545.24. Our capital savings account, $35,072.12. Cash bonds account, $4,532.76. The corrections fund account, $47,464.99. Municipal court funds account, $105,896.69. Sewer capital account, $12,960.53. And the CDGB grants, $50.02, for a grand total of $952,121.72.
Thank you very much. Do I have a motion to accept the past meeting minutes and the balances?
Motion to accept.
Got a motion to accept from Larry, do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Tim, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, let's go around the room here. Hope you got anything?
Just what's on YouTube.
Sir, do you have anything?
I just had did you get an update on the streetlights over in the?
Our engineer is working with the developer.
Yeah, I know, we've had all kinds of fun, free meals and phone calls and
So
HO has had.
we're
Yeah, I'm
going,
just curious.
we're gonna push it
Okay,
a little harder in the next coming month. Okay. But our engineer is working with Mr. Nash. Okay. Ma'am? Peggy? All right. Any police officers in the back? Mr. Craig? All right. CT, you got anything other than what's on the agenda?
No, sir.
Mr. Drake, good? All right. Ms. Drake's good? All right, let's see. So old business, talking about Bristol Creek lights on Winstead, we just talked about that. Still, our engineer, Jake, is working with Dan Nash to get that resolved. Flooding on Craft Creek, they say it's fixed. Talked with Jeff Mullins, who's the engineer over that development. He said they added another drain pipe in there. Should take care of that. The traffic light trip switch has been fixed at Wilson Man and the old highway, 431. All right. Ordinances, new business, ordinance number 21-016. Which is regulating street lighting for subdivisions within Woods Crossroads, Alabama. Says be it ordained by the council of Woods Crossroads as follows: street lighting shall be provided in all residential subdivisions or multifamily housing units. Street lights shall be provided at all intersections and curves deemed by the commission to be comparable to intersections, and shall be spaced at a maximum distance of 300 linear feet between said intersections as measured along the curve. Streetlight layout shall be coordinated with Huntsville Utilities and provided for review by the town engineer along with a construction plan set for preliminary plat approval. Lighting fees are a rate of $200 per lot and paid to the town of Woods Crossroads at the time of subdivision preliminary plat approval. Any questions pertaining to this ordinance 21-016? Do I have a motion to consider ordinance number 21-016?
Motion to consider.
Got a motion to consider, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion considered by Larry, second by Tim. All in favor? Aye. Do I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 21-016?
Motion to adopt ordinance number 21-016.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
I got a motion from Tim, second by Terry, all in favor? Aye. All right, then we've got a ordinance to annex property owned by Furlough Land Company LLC located at 631 Wilson Man Road. Any questions on this? Do I have a motion to consider ordinance 21-017?
Motion to consider.
Got a motion to consider from James, do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Terry, all in favor? Aye. Do I have a motion to adopt ordinance 21-017?
Motion to adopt ordinance 21-017.
Got a motion from Terry to adopt, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Scott, all in favor? We've got a resolution dealing with back to school sales tax holiday. Can you explain this? for-
Yes, sir. We had another resolution in place, Resolution 090226, that was signed by Mayor Curtis Craig and the town clerk at that time. However, it was specific to a certain time frame in August, and for us to be on the up and up, I wanted to update the resolution so that it is set for whenever the state says it is. So this is just when the state says it's a sales tax holiday for back-to-school items such as clothing, computers, and all that type of stuff. It's just saying that the town of Owens Crossroads supports that action for any sales that we do with that.
Mhm. So we have to do is vote on this. So I have a motion to adopt resolution 21-04-27.
Motion.
Got a motion to adopt from Larry, do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Scott, all in favor? Aye. All right, we have resolution number 21-04-27B, talking about hiring a document scanning clerk. James, you wanna give us a rundown on this?
Absolutely. So what this is, we did brought this up for a one-year contract, right?
It says up to 1 year,
Okay.
because if they're not what we want to be able to let them go.
Or if they happen to finish early, which
Right.
we doubt. So the idea is that we have a wonderful archive room here that's almost impossible to search through. What we want to do is take that archive room and make it digital. So we want to scan in both images and create text searchable documents so that when we're looking up historical stuff, or we need to find any information from previous council meetings, we can just pull it up on the computer, text search what we want, bring it up. The idea is not to hire another full-time employee, but to bring in someone just to do this specific job. We figure it'd take no more than 15 hours a week. We're doing that to limit, so it's not, we don't have to pay benefits for them. But the idea is that 15 hours a week, up to a year, to turn that archive room into a digital, user-friendly computer database. And hopefully that they'll get through in enough time that they can start catching up on our current scanning needs as well. That's what the job is.
All right, do I have a motion to adopt resolution number 21-04-27B? Okay.
Are we bidding this out, or we already picked somebody?
We have not picked someone. We are going to open it for, interviews.
Application.
And it would be a contract basis, they would be paid as a contractor, not an actual town employee.
Yeah.
Right, and
And the reason it states on the job app on the second page, on a contract basis, is specifically so that if they're not a fit with us, they're not doing what we think they, you know.
okay, that's fine. Yeah, it needs somebody that has some computer skills, somebody that's willing to work a couple days a week, somebody that can work well with the ladies here, and somebody that has some organizational ability. Still have a couple more things I have to figure out. We have to get the equipment brought in. We're kind of a specific type of scanner that'll scan open books and flatten the image all at the same time. So we still got some other hurdles, but we thought we'd go ahead and at least start looking for the person.
I'm fine with that.
All right, so do I have a motion to adopt resolution 21-04-27B?
Motion to adopt.
Got a motion from Terry, do I have a second?
Second.
Second from James, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So this next resolution is dealing with the municipal water pollution prevention resolution, and we have to do this annually. So this is just, we have to approve the report that's being sent in.
And Bill stated that there wasn't, negative points made last year, so, for the report that's due. So we're really good, this is just a good report actually that's going in, and the only statement we had to make that, for action that's due is just routine maintenance. So there was nothing wrong as far as like our reporting.
Any questions, comments? So do I have a motion to pass resolution 21-04-27C? Motion to adopt this resolution.
Motion to adopt.
Got a motion to adopt from Larry, do I have a second? Second from Scott, all in favor? All right, so we've got in front of us a proposal to build out the rec center to allow fire department office, kitchenette, and storage. And looks like it's approximately $6,135 for material. Any discussion on this? CT, you wanna tell us a little bit about this?
Just as we're growing, and I understand we're getting full-time firefighters to give them a place to stay, it's just a remodel the rec center, busted up, give the rec room, a couple rooms and a bathroom, and give the firefighters a bathroom, updated a little bit for big guys. And I crawl up in the attic, it looks like that wall is plumbed, but it doesn't look like there's ever been anything on that wall. I know there was cabinets in there, but I think there's possibly already plumbed for a sink in there. And it's already wired for a stove. So we'll have to pull a couple of home runs for a refrigerator and for a microwave that would set up over the stove, and take that refrigerator out, move it over to the other side, and I picked out one that's narrow enough to fit beside the door. Probably take that door that goes into the utility room down, and take those big double doors out and put a partition wall across there, and moving that trophy case, I think I can move it. Take the glass doors off of it and look at it where the double doors go into the rec room. I got a dolly, if I have to, I can tear that all the way out to the top, because it's not a load bearing wall, because it's gonna be the studs when I go back anyway. I've already talked with the rec guy, I've opened up, looked around in there, and get all the trophies and move them into their side, and I'll move that trophy case back into that big room and set it back up, and they can get all the trophies back up and going. And so,
Any questions about anything? Any comments?
and these prices, I mean, I just ballparked, I just went walking through Lowe's and just looking around, so I'm sure all these are high. I didn't realize it.
What do you think the estimated labor hours are gonna end up being on this?
It's not gonna take me that long to do it, you know. Sorry. And I gotta open it or it keep going off. Thankfully, my daughter's got my phone set up when I ignore her. It just keep going off. But I don't know, it's nothing really entailing. The hardest part about it's gonna be moving that trophy case.
You think the $10,000 would be kind of the cap
Oh,
limit?
Lord, yes.
You know, I mean, $4,000 in labor and
Oh,
$6,000 in
oh,
material.
Lord, yes.
Yeah, just kind of get an idea.
Cause tearing that out and putting it all back together, I mean, that's just come and go and stuff, you know, I'll get some paneling, get some match paint, try to panel everything back to make it look original. I'll put a heavier door going in the hallway there, going into the fire department, and you mentioned, you know, want to put some heavier doors, you know, so that's not on here, you know, but it's in the ballpark.
I think I would like to cap it at a max amount of money spent, both his labor and material, if that.
Okay.
if
Because
that's
when
okay.
I might be a little slow, but what I do is usually pretty methodic.
Yeah, I'm not, this is nothing against you, it's just about looking at an overall budget for the town and what would have the temporary use for the space, and so. They don't want it to turn into a $20,000 project.
Oh, I wouldn't
I
think
guess
so.
that's my concern.
What? Let me just turn this off. Got people calling me, I'm getting email. And she's got it fixed where I can't turn it down. If I turn it on silent, it still won't shut up. But anyway, so digging around, I did find a drain back there at the back that I didn't know we have, so we're gonna blow that drain out so water won't stand by the back door.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
And I didn't even know it was there. I was cleaning up before I cleaned out those closets, and my shovel just kept going. I said, oh, there's a dang drain back here.
I think if we limit it to say $10,000 max, I'd be okay with going ahead with it.
Okay, any other comment, question? All right, so we've got this proposal of 6135, we'll set a max limit of 10,000, including labor, for the build out of the rec center to incorporate an area for our fire department office, kitchenette and storage. Do I have a motion for this?
Do a motion for it.
Got a motion from James, do I have a second? Second from Terry, all in favor? Aye. So, along with that, we've got, a garage building proposal for storage of vehicles to go behind the rec center or the old town hall.
This is,
Kind of do some real rough drawings of how it would look when we finally get it done, so you can just kind of picture, you know, what it would look like.
this is a, multi-purpose facility. It's not just for the fire department, it's also for the town maintenance sign department. It also allows us to put our fuel station undercover for the police officers. On the fire department side, we're looking at eventually buying fuel storage as well, have a place to put it in the dry. So it's kind of a multi-purpose building that we're putting up. It's not just fire department use only.
And the quote that I got from Joy is just to put the top up first, to get a place where we can just go ahead and start parking stuff under there.
And we talked about you putting the sides and.
Yes,
building
and we get pour some concrete into the sides, and then, the way I'm thinking it's gonna work, the way I kinda got it drawn out, is we can build the building and leave that little building there. Then I can close the north end in, and it's gonna be 2 bays. Then I can move all the stuff out of there into the little building, I can tear that building down under the building, and then we can get on that end, so it can, you know, all the costs won't build up all at once, you know, like the concrete, I can get the metal through Joy.
So the idea is that this particular, we can make it as enclosed or open as we want. So if we want enclosed bays, if we want to move fire equipment or the town mosquito truck into there, if we want to build a wood shop area, or if we just want an open bay for where the fuel storage is right now for the police officers to pull underneath to fuel their vehicles, we can kind of build the suit after we get the top and the poles put up. That's the idea behind it. This gets us through what we need today and gives us room to do things in the future as well.
Yeah, that brush truck needs to sit under the cover.
Something. Right. Yeah. And
So
it
does
would
the
al-
spray truck.
And it would also allow us to move the parade truck out back as well.
Yes.
Which would free up room in that fire hall and make it more usable.
Right.
And like I said, and then that's just the fire department side. The other side is also huge. We have problems with water in our fuel tanks and stuff now, and just having, I mean, they're sealed, but having them undercover just makes them that much, well, makes it that much better. And, the idea that any part we build in later, right now he's got a small little building, kind of his sign shop, for lack of a better way to put it, but he could actually have an actual workshop back there if we needed to do other things.
And it-
And a place to still keep the mosquito truck and any of its chemicals and equipment out of the, if we should buy any, additional parts to go with it, we'll actually have a storage place for it. It's a multi-purpose facility.
And Joy, on this 15,450, she had added some extra posts on the ends, and I said, I don't need those extra posts on the ends, we're fixing to close it in. So she said it'd knock it back down to around 15 for heavy gauge steel. And I've looked at what she's building up there behind the water department. I don't know who her contractor is, but look at them posts, they're straight.
Yeah, that
And you
building's
stand at the end of the
pretty nice.
post, and all you see is one, whoever's doing it knows what they're doing. And she said I could meet with him to get it laid out, and she said to let her know, and she'd try to put us at the front of the line if we wanted to do this.
So we wanna cap this too, at least this first phase?
So I'm talking dirt pad underneath it, building out of floodplain?
No, we're not trying to build it out of the floodplain, we're not gonna build it up. It's asphalt. We're gonna leave the asphalt there. The bays that we close in, we may pour concrete on top of it, so it'll have a 4 to 6 inch lip. But the rest of it will just be on top of the asphalt.
And once I get somebody to help pull the concrete, probably George Carter, I can do all the rest of it myself. And get the
And we'll
coil
only
doors, so
concrete the
that,
areas that we're gonna close in.
and get coil doors, and at least one of the coil doors be,
Yeah.
with an opener on it.
Right, yeah. The one active truck will need a remote operating system.
And then,
Whatever out the door. But again, today, this is just a little bit more than buying a cheap carport to put up, and gives us a whole lot more expandability in
I
the
think the
future.
first one we looked at was gonna cost us almost $10,000, and it was just gonna be for one bay and one small door. Now,
Right.
for 5,000 more, we're getting a whole building, and as we can add on to it, it wouldn't be such a big lick on the town.
Right, and that's where this building idea came from, because the first idea of just something to park the brush truck in, and was gonna cost us nearly $10,000. That
It's
didn't count,
12,000 almost,
what's that?
almost 12,000.
But they didn't count concrete either. And was,
That's right, yeah, I thought I started figuring the concrete, it was gonna take like 14 yards of concrete.
so, and then, well, looking at the space of what we need, this just made more sense. But yes, Scott, we're not gonna try to get it out of the floodway. We're not building, I don't think we're gonna store anything there that we're worried about. And like y'all take your opinion on it, but that's my take on it. Anything that we have to worry about, we can move.
It's not what will be in the fire line, so.
So what do you want to cap it at?
18.
I'd get that, I won't get the concrete, nothing for that, I'd get the building up.
That's all we want, because
Yeah, that'd get
the
the
building will
building
go up today,
That'd get
and
the
then
building up.
we'll do it in phases. We'll get the building put up, and then we'll get the bids for the concrete and the flows in,
Okay.
and then we'll see what our needs are.
And the way I've measured it, I think it'll fit. I may have to cut part of the roof off the east side of that little building when they get, but I can do that and just plywood it back up, because it's gonna be dry, because I get the top on it.
The little shed that's there now will go away, and we'll have something nicer and bigger for the future.
Will these funds come out of general funds or?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Park a cop car there, can we make it municipal?
Do what? If we park a cop car in there, can we make it municipal? Something to look into, isn't it?
I tried to park a Humvee in here and they wouldn't let me.
It is their fuel pumps over there, you know?
It is.
So that black truck fit in?
We can't park the black truck over there, it has to be at the police station.
However, we are providing covered fuel for the police officers.
Yeah,
And
it's
so
good.
they will benefit
You won't have to
from
bump in the
this.
rain.
That's right.
They will no longer have to stand in the rain and fuel their police cars.
Yeah, you might be able to pull half out.
I can look into it, if y'all are serious, I can look into it.
I think we planning.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I think we could pay a third.
Yeah,
if the
yeah, we
police
parked
are-
the exhibition over there, in all seriousness, yeah. Get it out of the weather. That's a
Okay.
great idea.
Be good.
So, yeah,
So
I think by the rule of the
start
third,
Yeah.
that we can pull from corrections, our police, municipal, yeah, that's right.
So you're gonna check on that?
I will, not written it down.
Good, thanks, bud.
Yeah. All right, so we want a motion to, cap the, garage building, the first phase at $18,000 for this price sheet here. Do I have a motion?
I'll do the motion.
Got a motion from James, do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Terry, all in favor? All right.
While I'm here, I'd like to thank all y'all for offering me this job. It's been godsend.
Thank you, Susan. All right, so we'll go. Go down the line first. Christie, you got anything?
No, sir.
If we could get,
We forgot Ms. Davis.
Oh, that's right, we sure did.
Yeah, it's all me on this end of the table again.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, this is our, hosting of our website. We have two contracts with Davis Media, and, one of them is for our social media, and the second one is for hosting our website. This is the contract strictly for hosting the website. So part of this fee pays for the hosting, and then part of it pays for her maintenance and running. So this is our yearly contract for that we did last year. It's a re-up on that.
The hosting, just the base level hosting is the town pays for, but the security for the site, and then all of the updates to all of the widgets, which for people who aren't as technology, would be the equivalent to an app on your phone. But all the widgets it takes to make the site do what the site does, they need updates sometimes weekly, sometimes monthly. That's all included. The security is the part that I pay for out of this fund. And then making sure that everything's running properly, and if it's not, Christy lets me know and I'll fix it.
What's the dollar amount for this?
800 for the year.
800 for the year. Okay. Do I have a motion to renew the annual website maintenance for the Hope Davis meeting?
Motion.
Got a motion for Tim, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Terry, all in favor? Let's try this again. Christie, you don't have anything? Tracy, you got anything? Okay, doing a good job. Tim, you got anything?
No, sir.
Scott?
No, sir.
Chief?
Yes, sir. We had, 28 case reports last month, made 2 DUI arrests, 8 other arrests, 280 calls for service, 117 traffic stops, 51 traffic citations, 39 written warnings, and only 1 traffic accident.
Let's see, so Dan Kelly spent probably close to, by my recollection, probably 20 years at least, 15 years anyway, as an employee of the town, and he's no longer an employee of the town, and we had a plaque here to give him, but he couldn't make it, so I'll have to catch up with him on that. It says, in recognition of your dedicated service to the Owens Crossroads Volunteer Fire Department and your commitment and support to the community. So, it's a pretty plaque. We do have a new employee working part-time with us now, and that's Shannon Drake, he's helping with the fire department part-time, so we appreciate that. Around the table here, Mr. Mann, you got anything? Tim?
No.
Scott? Larry?
Can you give us an update on the sewer project?
Sewer project, the sewer project is right now caught up over in Dan Nash's new subdivision. That's where everything's laid currently, and we've got a bill that says we paid $104,000 toward that, I think, Force Main project from Wilson Man to Sedgwick. So that's ongoing. Any other questions?
That's all I have.
James?
No, sir. I just appreciate all the support from the council and all the staff in town these days.
Yep, I appreciate the teamwork from the council and the staff and the police officers, everybody involved. Do I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Got a motion to adjourn, do I have a second?
Second.
Got a motion by Tim, second by Larry to adjourn, all in favor? Thank you very much for your service.